UK.
Fucking hell, we're on time. What's that all about?
Wow.
You know what it is, don't you?
What is it?
That our other two co-hosts aren't here.
They're actually the ones who are the massive throwers on this.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Absolute fucking jokers. IMO. IMHO.
Well, one of them's shitting his guts out, and the other one is working.
Do you know what the best thing? Do you know what he said to us earlier? That, oh no, I can't go back to work for 48 hours after I've shit. What?
I would never be at work if I had to wait 48 hours every time I took a shit.
He's chatting shit.
Oh my god. So we can pick and choose. One's shitting through the eye of the needle, and one's just shit. So
He'll be here later, though. He'll be here later. Fashionably late.
You've got to decide which one is which. Cheers, Badge. Yeah, no one's here. We're on time. What the fuck's going on? Don't get used to it. Don't get used to it.
Don't get used to it.
Anyway, good evening. Welcome to Vape Talk UK, episode 164. Nameless Banter. Nameless Banter because I couldn't think of anything at the time. So at the time it was like, adjective, nameless.
He didn't consult anyone on this.
No. No, it was literally just, I'm running late. Let's think of a name.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jono, has anyone ever told you look like something out of, I don't know, a horror movie?
Harry Potter?
A little bit. You look a bit like Severus Snape.
Yeah, that's JB's pet. I'll say pet name.
Is that what he calls you afterwards?
Yeah.
Is that the pillow talk?
That's how it ended up like this.
Talk dirty to me, Snape.
That's how it started.
You know what?
It stroked my hair, and then it just stayed like that. So
you know what? I'm really, really not comfortable being the big one tonight. So, Cass, there you go. You can be big tonight.
Hey.
You can be small, and you can. There we go. It's the Cass show this evening. Good evening.
Mate, it's the Cash show every week. Let's be honest.
Yeah, true that. Chris, no, you're not Chris. There you go.
There we go.
You look a bit odd, I've got to say. Can you raise your camera just a little bit, just so we're going with the rule of thirds? There we go, that's better.
Hey.
Anyway, good week, people.
Yeah, interesting week. Seen some interesting things, but it's been a fun week. I actually had a weekend off for the first time in about 8 weeks, and I got to play with some owls, which was fun.
We did have great fun taking the piss, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, terrible owl puns. It was a hoot, should we say?
I can't remember what mine was. I was quite proud of mine.
It was to wit to woo. That was literally like it.
No, I had a better one than that.
But they were great. Owls are great, and if you haven't played with owls, go to an owl sanctuary and go hold some owls, and they're like cats with wings.
Could you turn your hat? 5. I don't have a hat. Oh, 5 degrees. Someone's got OCD, clearly.
What, like this?
Cass, just that's it. Perfect.
There we go. Sorry, Rob.
Talking of knobheads, I've just seen Stu's appeared. He's cut his beard off, hasn't he?
Actually, he looks pretty good with it off. I must
he does.
Admit.
I've got
not to say he looked bad with it, but you know,
he doesn't look like a hermit anymore.
It's literally knocked 25 years off him.
So what is he? 8 years old now?
No, he looks about 15 now. It's all good.
8 years old? No, 3 years old.
Grey hair does not justify it.
You see, I'm not grey in the head, but I go grey in the chin.
I just get one white patch here.
I can see it. I can actually see it. Hang on. Let's share the white patch. You can see his white patch.
It's there. That's why I tend to start shaving it now. And my other chin.
What, both of them?
Yeah.
I think
driving job is not taking well to my body whatsoever.
What hasn't?
New driving job, it's not taking well to my body whatsoever. It doesn't like my body. It's just adding chin. I think it's going to be like a chin a year. Or a month where I'm going.
Needed to. There's such a great feeling. Do you know when you've had... And my beard was probably... It was longer than Cass's. Mine was a good old...
Yeah, yours were Viking standards.
Mine was a good old beard. And you know what?
I had mine trimmed off last week or week before. Mine was somewhat longer.
Yeah. But it's such a good feeling.
I would look literally 11 years old.
I think we're getting abuse from Stu. Oh no, he's sending me the pictures.
He was on that endless train tonight, isn't he? Jaunty Aff.
Wow. I honestly, that does honestly look like a handful of pubes, Stu.
And it also doesn't look like as much hair as he's cut off.
Nah, it looks good.
It doesn't.
It looks good, bless him.
No,
he looks so much better. He looks so much better.
Gent. He's a good-looking gent. I would. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. That's a hard one. Quite literally.
Phantom limb syndrome. Wait till you get in a cold breeze, Stu.
For me, it was the top lip. The top lip got cold, and I could feel things with my top lip.
Keep trying to rub it in, it isn't there.
What?
Yeah, I can relate to that, Stu.
What, rubbing it and it not being there?
Yeah.
So what we vaping on, peeps? What we vaping on?
Start with a guest. Jono.
Jono is vaping on. I'm only vaping series because it's just suicides that I vape, but I'm on the Lily Skull, which I've been on today with Dead Rabbit with a matching tip. The coil that I've built for this is, I mean, cotton might be a bit. Oh no, it isn't too bad actually, but you won't be able to see it right well without it spilling juice everywhere. Basically, it's a single coil.
You know what? That's one thing I don't like about the Dead Rabbit.
What?
Hold it up again.
Well, it dangles its cotton down like 3 meters above the deck.
Surely the whole point of having an RDA is so that the coils sit close to the deck and juice is easily dispersed, rather than it behaving like an RTA. That looks like an RTA.
Say once you've got the top cap on, that's more or less your juice well, as long as obviously you don't go overboard.
But you're running that on a series box, so you need to wick quickly.
Yeah, but I like it. I've loved it since day one, since I got it. And on that, I'm vaping on the Ice Monster Melon Colada. It's like melon, pineapple, coconut cream, and ice. So a bit like a pina colada, but it's melon.
Fair enough.
There ain't no pina colada like a Jeffrey's party.
Oh, have you changed name now?
Don't start.
He's called Jeffrey's is vintage now.
That IP has come on to roost.
Jeffrey's. Did you see what our name was at Expo? Did you see the sign above our stand? Instead of Jeffrey's Vintage Vape, it was Jeffrey's is Vintage. And everyone's gone. Or I've paused, or...
Oh, hello. No.
No, I'm lagging for some reason.
It's not you.
I don't know why.
It's the whole system.
Terrible system.
Right, fair enough.
Terrible system.
So, oh, damn it. Lost the chat.
Mark,
there.
what are you vaping?
I don't think Jono's finished.
Oh, no, he's not.
And then I've been... I was on the set box later on. At the weekend I was... from the weekend, I was on this with the Drop Dead, which I've fallen in love with this idea as well. I know it's a collaboration. It's sort of a bit like the Drop and the Dead Rabbit, but I like the best of both worlds. But it's cracking.
Cass, just very quickly, if you hadn't guessed, one of the companies that Jono is sponsored by is Suicide Mods. Just an FYI.
Really?
Yeah. If you hadn't noticed,
No,
it's all of it. It's all of it. I love series, so. But you might be surprised what I got last weekend. But yeah, I'm vaping TYV jam donut on that.
And if you hadn't guessed, the other person is sponsored by
TYV.
So I've literally held up a bottle of juice. A bottle.
I've just noticed the shelf behind you with a rather impressive.
Suicide. TYV2EV. Suicide. Mary's.
Yeah.
Is that a bottle of Tizzle there?
No,
Maybe.
that's Mary's Kitchen.
No, other end. Fizzy Bubbly. I'm sure there's a bottle of Fizzy Bubbly there. Is that...
No, funnily enough, it isn't.
What is it? No other end, you bell end.
Oh, I was going to say, I'd be surprised if you didn't recognise that cocktail. Jeffries.
Ouch.
No, that's the Suicide Soda.
No. Suicide. Then.
Oh, I tried that, man. I think my eyes imploded with how sweet it was.
Of how...
Sweet it was.
It's very sweet.
Oh, way too much for me. Way too much.
Which is why Jono likes it.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, with juice, I'm not that picky. I just know what I like.
No, fair enough.
And that likeness is free. But I actually picked up one of these.
What do you think of it?
Oh, it's the 3rd-degree burn machine to your top lip.
Yeah. To be honest, I know exactly what you mean. I took it to work last week. I got it at Manchester Expo. And I found it quite good for the first 6 hours.
Before your lip started to blister, yeah?
Before I actually started getting right at the corner, right at the top of my lip here. And I thought, oh, you fucker. But on that, I was vaping the salts from Juice Sauce. Orange juice, that one. It's really nice.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I did get a little mouth to lung, even though I haven't used one for probably the best part of a year. So, yeah, that's me.
I wouldn't say it's a true mouth to lung, is it? It's a little bit...
It's not. It's not a true mouth to lung. It's too airy. It's too airy for a mouth.
Restricted direct lung, I reckon.
Very, very restricted direct lung. I even had the little plastic bung that you get with it.
What do you
I
think
even
of
had
it?
that to it, and even still, just a straight to lung.
Good evening, Vape City Reviews. Good to see you.
Welcome.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Shall we get the skin graft ready?
I mean, have you ever gone to have a toot and realised you've forgotten to put your top cap on, and you're just getting bare coils on your lips?
Like bear coils, fam. Like bear coils.
Bare coils, fam. Have you ever done that? I did that the other day, actually. Luckily, I realised before I hit fire, but could have gone badly.
I've many occasions I've had 3 lines on my top lip.
Yeah.
And all you can smell.
Around 2 o'clock, I was starting to feel it, and I was like, you know, they were catching me out every so often, and yeah, we're a nasty little bugger. But yeah, that's me. That's basically what I've been on at weekend. Week. It's me.
Lovely.
Cass?
I've got a few of my usual setups. The first one is my little NS20 Gusto. This never leaves my side.
Sorry, before we go on, can we just have a quick show of hands? Everyone in chat that either uses... Vape City has just completely taken my wind. How many people actually regularly use Nick salts now? Show of hands if you do, thumbs down if you don't. Not, I don't mean thumbs down on the show, I mean... How's that even possible, Jono?
Mix and match. I even have I've got another bottle of that, and I've got one Nick shot and one Nick salt.
So you regularly use Nick salts then, so you're a thumbs up?
I don't, like I say, I don't regularly use it because I use Nick more than I use Nick salts.
See, no, I'm a heavy user. I love it. I think this is brilliant. I know for a fact that Stu doesn't like this particular device, and he doesn't like Element Nick salts either. He's told me. Wait,
you see, Keith's just said in chat, tried Nick salts but coughed too much. That is one of my issues.
You get that tickle.
You get that tickle, and it makes your sphincter go like this. I'm sure I'm putting it in the right end.
Next thing I've been using, you'd probably think I'm sponsored, but I promise I'm not. The Vulcan. And today's juice of choice is Six Licks Blue Monia, Blue Raspberry Ice.
Didn't think you were a fan of Six Licks, Cass.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I like them. I just don't vape them much.
Because?
I've got plenty of other things to do. I mean, I end up sort of swapping between about 10 different flavours over a week. And every now and then I'll just stick to one for a few days. And then after that, I'll be like, oh, okay, well, now let's swap between 9 other flavours until I can decide what I want to vape. And I did get sent some to review, and I got through about 2 of the flavours worth of bottles and put it to one side, started vaping other stuff, and then I found it in my box of juice. I was like, oh, fancy a bit of that. So, got that on the go. Last thing I've got is my Petrie V2 RTA on top of a drag featuring Thor. There we go.
Is that just to make it a bit more masculine?
Yeah, clearly. And I think I've got a Nova vapes in that. I've got the watermelon twist ice. I'm on a bit of an ice binge at the moment until tomorrow. I'm actually getting another one of the Own Baked range through the post, which is their chocolate brownie ice cream, which will be very interesting.
Funny you should say that, because I'm not a big fan of chocolate vapes. However, Mr. Vapory gave me a couple of sample packs at Expo,
nice.
And in there,
talking about sample packs, where's mine, Mark?
In that pack, I've
hashtag free shit.
Mate, you need to poke me. You need to poke me. You know how busy I've been this week.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you.
Now, this is going to lead into something that we're going to talk about shortly. Now, I'm not a big fan of the whole weed thing on bottles.
Oh, God, no.
However, this is called Gelato Brownie. I'm sure there's another one in there. Gelato Brownie. Okay, they give me a load of Gelato Brownie. Hang on.
I love a chocolate vape if it's done right.
What else have I got? Blueberry jam.
It's like chemicals.
Jamming. We hope you like jamming too. But no, I tried that at Expo, and apart from the sweet taste of terpenes that I'm not a massive fan of, the chocolate in that was quite nice, I've got to say.
Did you ever have the golden ticket?
Yes.
See, that was the best chocolate I've ever had, and I'm hoping that the Own Baked keep the standard up, because their apple and rhubarb crumble was insane. Their cherry bakewell was... So I'm hoping this chocolate brownie is going to... There we go. I think so. Where was I? Yeah, I'm hoping the chocolate be on point. The rest of them have been. And if it's forever, send chocolate vapes to the bin.
Yeah. that's my problem with them. They all taste a bit too artificial. But Golden Ticket was nice. I did binge vape it, and now I can't stand it. But
Yep, same.
yeah, no, it was probably one of the best chocolate flavoured vapes. However, there is. Say again.
With Denby Charles, when I came down at meet at Vape-esque, he got me to try it, and I was completely blown away. I thought, wow, that is amazing.
Denby does.
Got me onto it.
Denby does love it. He's also just got me onto a white chocolate one. Bear with me, and I will tell you what it's called.
Candy with a K.
Professor Green released a flavour, didn't he? Which was like a white chocolate white chocolate peppermint.
Yes, a friend of mine's been vaping that, and he says it's really, really nice. Lasts about 4 minutes on your wick. Yes, you're right, it is Candy. KNDI, white chocolate by Candy, and apparently that's supposed to be very, very good.
It is good.
Check. Can you remember the name of that juice that Professor Green came out with?
Yeah. Unruly.
Unruly, yeah, that one. That's banging. I got a bottle of that at Vape Expo back in May. Actually really enjoyed it.
I've not tried any. A friend of mine I think he picked them all from Expo just gone. So when I say Expo, I mean the Manchester Expo.
Such a weird range of flavours though, because you've got 2 sweet flavours and then you've got this peppermint and chocolate.
There's only 3 in the range, isn't there?
Yeah, it was like a candy vape, like a strawberry laces flavour,
strawberry
gummy
gummies,
bears.
fizzy cherry sour, and white chocolate peppermint. And I've yet to try any of them, to be honest.
Like I say, the peppermint one's quite palatable. I'm about halfway through the bottle. It's one of those things you can't vape it all day. It's just too much to vape all day. So it's like, right, I'll put this in, have it for an hour or so, and then it disappears again. But there's some decent ones, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what this own baked one's like. Naturally, I will review it. Like, comment, and subscribe for more updates.
So how do I get Nick? I've heard you have to be a business of some sort. Now, legitimately, to be able to buy 72 milligram nicotine, you do have to be a business or a manufacturer. However, I do believe there are some unscrupulous businesses out there that will allow you to purchase 72 milligram. If you're happy to buy on eBay, I'm pretty sure.
Cough, Darkstar cough. What?
They won't sell to public, will they?
You just sign up with a business account.
Not that we encourage such.
No, God, no. And that leads us on to Mark. What are you vaping?
Me, I am vaping. I'm still running the V-God Trick Live from last weekend, Berserker, and my favourite mint from V4 Vapor at 12 milligram. I had a bit of a clear out earlier, and I must have binned 100 bottles of juice.
Wow.
So I've got a few that I'm going to go back to and vape. My other, bear with me, still on the SQ.
How you finding it?
Like it. No major problems. It's nice.
What do you think about the fact you can't use like bottle fillers for the squonk bottle because of the it's a non-sprung 510, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't give a shit because I don't use those silly things. I'm not into filler bottles. I'm
Fair
old
enough.
school. I'll take the bottle out and fill the bottle. And in that, I am vaping a daiquiri from Jeffrey's Cocktail Dreams.
Very nice.
No IP infringement intended. That
was a great conversation.
Good evening, Mark. Oh, what's with all the retracted messages?
Come on, Keith. What were you saying? Well, I know Craig's. So it's going to be here forever. Craig's was Cough Nicotine UK. Saw it before you retracted it.
Did you hear the rumours that golden ticket we use in Delossy chocolate? Nope. Anyone else?
What is Delossy chocolate?
Delossy is actually a Delossy, it's a flavour concentrate.
Oh, fair enough. What is with the system tonight, man?
Why, what's up?
I keep potatoing everywhere.
You know what? I've not restarted my PC in God knows how many months. I say PC loosely. It could perhaps do with a restart. Could perhaps do with a restart. Yeah, so that's me. Excuse me. Where do we want to start then, boys?
Can I show you the world's most disgusting mod?
Of course.
Oh, so, hold up and you'd leave.
Hang on. Don't share it yet. In chat, the world's most disgusting mod, as far as you're concerned, get it in there before Cass shows this, because I know Cass is completely disgusted by this. Completely and utterly disgusted by this. So, in chat, let us know what is the most disgusting mod. And I know what's going to come up because we had it proper cunty, didn't we? So let's wait and see. Did you watch us when we had the board?
Yes, I did. Yeah, you had the it's like the cool wall essentially. Yeah. We need to bring that back, man.
Shall we do it? Shall we bring it back?
I think we should. Yeah.
I think we should bring it back. Yeah. Come on, guys. Come on, chat. You've got 10 seconds. Yeah, Smock, Snake, Skin, Appallingness, agreed.
Smock.
I picked
Smock Alien. The alien was terrible, but it wasn't that scary.
It wasn't that bad.
I don't think it was so much as the fucking mod. I think it was just the fact that it broke all the time.
Yeah.
It was just overly manufactured.
Lindsay destroyed hers in a heartbeat. She was devastated.
The best one though was when it would brick after taking the batteries out.
About 4 days it took me, didn't it?
There we go, Rob. Definitely.
Vertigo mods look like tumours from a tree.
Savage.
Right.
What about the old MP3 vape?
What, MVP3? Oh no, that one. Yeah, no, that's. See, it looks okay. It's the fact it has a big fucking speaker in the side of it.
Yeah, I'm in two minds whether to stock them or not. I really am.
Wow.
The Wismec Active, I just don't think people have started coming in and asking for them. Now, whether people have come in asking for them to look to play, or if they actually want to buy them.
Yeah, they just want to play their tunes through it to see what it's like. That's literally it. Right, okay, so...
Is that the Wismec one that you spoke about other day, Cass? Sorry, other week.
Yeah, the orange one where the guy put it in water.
Yeah. I don't think it looks that bad.
No, it looks alright. It looks alright for a mod. I mean, I've had some pretty garish mods myself in my time, like size and shape-wise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the Joytech Oculus, what a waste of time. Yeah, guys, you know, got an iPhone, yeah? Well, I don't need that now because my vape has music on it. And I can put photos on it, up to 64 photos. Right, okay, so if I can get this screen share working, right? You're about to see what I consider to be the newest, ugliest, most expensive mod. Now, my mate Jay put me onto this, and he literally sent this to me with about 30, like, vomit emojis.
Sorry, I've just been sent a picture from Mr. Elliot in chat of the Vertigo mods.
What they're like?
What the actual fuck is that?
Can you bang it on the screen before I do this?
You don't say that, it must be bad.
Honest to God, Christ.
It must be bad if you're saying it like that.
Hang on, let me add it into media.
Are we just on about new ugly mods, or just ugly mods,
well,
new and past?
The one I'm about to show you is new. Shut up, Keith. Oh, wow.
Oh my god, it's a turd with a squonk bottle.
How fucking
It's like some
hideous.
kind of like abstract dildo.
It looks like a turd.
It looks like a fucking turd with a squonk bottle.
Do you remember Walnut Whips?
Yeah. It's like Walnut Whip's retarded uncle.
Please say they're doing a walnut RDA to match it.
Yeah, but it'll cost you
hope so.
It'll cost you 700 quid because it'll be made out of some
What?
dying tree in Ethiopia where it took 4 men to cut it down with toothpicks.
What, then the monkeys ate the seeds and fucking shut them out, and that's what they've fucking ended up with?
Right, here we go. So this is, and actually I've got to say it now, Keith got it. This is what I'm about to show you, and it's disgusting. Right, now it's not quite on the level visually as that dildo squonk, but at what point did someone in the design committee go, yeah, you know what, that's a really good idea. You know, we'll have the screen in the front, we'll make it... I'm back. Okay, we'll make it really, really thin. And then, on top of all of that, we'll put these fucking stars in it, right? I don't know if you can... Can you see my mouse?
No.
No, you can't.
No.
Right. So there's, if you look to the one at the back, you got like this these star things, right? That's actually a selling point in their description.
What's
got this
it called?
gold ring. It's
Zomo?
called the Zomo Exo Armor, and apparently all of these pieces pop off, so you can have it looking how you want it to look. Right. Now this is where it gets better, right? You see, it's got a big 300 in the front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What fucking dickhead forgot to tell the designer that you can't get 300 out of two 18650s?
But
right?
Looking at it, are you actually going to get 18650s in there? Because it looks somewhat slim.
Yeah, right. Are you going to get anything wider than a 22mm RDA on the top, though? Okay, so you've seen this. This thing's pretty disgusting, all right? Anyone like to guess at how much it costs? Mark, I know you know.
I'm going to keep stump.
In the chat, just tell me how much you think that disgusting piece of engineering is. It's not a pod system. It is a 300-watt dual battery mod. So they're not.
It actually
they're
looks
like
like that. Put it on the floor and teleport somewhere.
You know what it looks like? I'm just... Oh, sorry, I've got you still on the screen. I'm actually flicking through a YouTube video of it. You know what it looks like? It looks like a fucking pager. It
right,
looks like a... Fuck.
Okay, bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just going to find the description for it, because this is the best thing, right?
Oh,
Okay.
mate. Seriously, this is awful.
Right, so this mod is $199.99. This is the best bit, right? This is the description. Check this out, right? So, designed by SJC and Zomo, is a high-end masterpiece that takes 744 days to appear before you. Whatever the fuck that means. The first dual battery 18650 mod with 300-watt max output. Well, it's not the first one to have claimed that, and it won't be the first one to do that. Constructed by 9 pieces of zinc alloy and high-quality PC, it's highly anti-scratch and fingerprint resistant. 14 delicate stars in red and black colours. It's got a Yeehee chipset in it, and it plays an ultra... Oh.
Well, no, sorry, Yeehee chip. That got my attention.
Yeah, Yeehee chip Exo Armor plays ultra stable and powerful vaping experience. The luxury golden ring surrounds the TFT HD screen, on which 16 small dots shine green in the dark. The UI interface suits both Android and iOS systems, and it has 10 selective wallpapers for you to choose.
Have you got the package in there?
The package?
The package.
No, I haven't.
I'm just trying to find it.
Right, but what I'm going to do is...
I've got to say that the Zomo laser packaging was lovely. The mod that came inside was absolutely dog shit.
Right, but check this bit out, right? A mod should not have this many parts. Look at that! Why has a mod got that many parts to it?
What? Hang on. Is it an Airfix kit?
Basically, that's removable. Apparently, all of that's removable.
So you're getting a flat pack from IKEA?
Or, alternatively, they've actually just accidentally given all of their competitors their blueprints. So... It's like, hey guys, this is what makes our mod up. I don't have the box, unfortunately. I'm purely doing this on my computer. I don't have one, annoyingly. But honestly, I mean, yeah, you know, that's just as good as idea as. Tell you what, let's put a laser on it. That's all it's missing is a fucking laser.
But they already did that on the last one, didn't they? To be fair.
Yeah.
You eating millions?
No, I've got a Graze box in front of me. Alright, 2 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right, that mod you showed, Mark.
Yes.
There we go. I'm back.
Bear with us.
Which one? The dog shit. The dog shit one.
Funny you should say that.
Take him. Yeah, I know Zomo did a laser. That was the joke I was making. That was the best thing though. If you accidentally hit the laser, you just blinded yourself while you're vaping.
But it looked like it did look like proper bear sick though, didn't it? You could blow like a bear cloud and like shine yourself in the eye with the laser fam.
Do you remember the little laser pens you could get and you put little caps on them and it would make like willy shapes and stuff?
No.
And it'd have like a smiley face and you shone it and it was like a smiley face on a laser.
Oh, like a diode that sat over the end of the... Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they should have done.
What, so you could shine a cock on the wall?
Yeah. Oh dear.
So, which leads us to the most pointless mods then. So we asked at the beginning of this segment, what were your... What
Ugliest.
were the worst?
Worst mod.
What has been the most pointless mod? Now the Zomo laser, I've got to say, is it for me. It's got to be the worst mod in design, in functionality that I've ever used, and it's still going to sit there in proper cunty for the rest of eternity. It's never going to leave that. It is just completely pointless. What were the wattage options? High, medium, low.
Wasn't there that other company that made one that looked a bit like the Zomo, and it was 100 watts or 5 volts? Those were your options.
Mark, can you say?
Same with exoskeleton, the Wismec, where they actually blow up, so they didn't really function.
I remember them. Yeah, if you put the batteries in the wrong way, it blew up, didn't it?
There you go. Wismec exoskeleton. That was a disaster. Mark, can you say bear clouds again, please? That was fantastic. No.
You're gonna leave him hanging now.
I'm all self-conscious now.
Take him right to the edge, and then leave him off.
I sounded just like Scott then. Where did that come from?
I think one of the most annoying mods that really, really bugs me is the Smock Mag. I fucking hate that thing, man.
The fact it looked as though it was from a war.
I think
from a war.
Yeah.
That looks like the handle of a gun.
Yeah, great idea, guys.
I think it's absolutely pointless.
Yeah. And does anyone remember a mod? It was a single 18650 battery, and it...
You're back.
Oh, hello. There was a mod that was basically a set of knuckle dusters. It was like a single 18650. It did like 30 watts, but it was knuckle dusters.
One of the gang.
Possibly.
I remember what it was. Give me a second. Oh fuck! And
Anakin released one that looked like a grenade.
the gang mod.
That's it.
Fumi Vapor.
John
Is there a
did
satellite
say it.
delay there?
Huh?
Is there a satellite delay?
He said it like 2 minutes ago.
No, there's not a satellite delay. Oh, we said it about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a delay?
No. No, you just didn't
Are
hear
you
him.
sure?
Yeah. You're just messing with us now.
Joe, if I turn the delay on all the audio. What we should do is turn the delay on. Oh no, Jono's not got headphones on. Put the delay on so as he speaks he hears it back.
Why?
Because it proper messes with your head. Have you never done that?
It did it. It went out of sync. It's like watching bloody pirate movie. Not that I ever downloaded pirate films.
Damien,
You know what, right? Since that
Damien-
Millions episode,
Yeah.
all I can see in fucking shops is Millions sweets.
Do you know how hard it was for me to even find them? It's Gaspar and Chandler's old broadband connection. Possibly.
I've got a speed test up at the moment. It's saying I'm getting decent connection.
I think it's me.
I'm closed. I've just closed Facebook though, so that might help.
The M57. That was the grippy thing that looked like it fired a thing.
Yeah.
Again, terrible. Terrible.
I mean, we could just go on. I mean, basically, if you just stick smock in front of the name of it, guaranteed it's terrible.
Hang on, John's come in. Damien reviewed the Knuckle Duster. I don't believe that. I'm going to have to go back through his channel and find that. I can't see him doing it. My recurve mod is pretty close to a pistol grip, but it squonks okay, so it's okay. Well, that's all right. As long as it squonks okay, doesn't matter that it's going to take out half of East London.
What about the original Hammer of God, the parallel series?
Paraseries one.
Yeah, before they started putting DNAs in them.
They're all still the hogs. I think I like them.
I think great hogs.
I really like them.
Okay. In that case.
Sorry.
The cherry bomber.
Oh.
Oh,
It looked beautiful. It looked beautiful. I had one.
I've got one.
An original or the clone that worked?
The clone that worked. But my right, but my spring is so shit. If you tip it on its side, it fires. Yeah, just go tip. It's like an auto fire. It knows when you're firing because it.
Good evening, Mr. Fairhurst. Hope you're well. What was the mod that had the perfume pump on the top?
Oh, that was the Can Get Easy drip.
Was it?
Yeah, where it had a tube that came out of this bottle and went in the side of the RDA.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Can Get Easy drip.
Yeah, you're right.
I think one of the most pointless features in a new mod is the new smock, the voice activation one.
Joytech have started doing it as well.
If
I think
if
the
it's
most
anything,
pointless feature on a mod, you're holding your mod where your thumb is, and you're that lazy to actually go click. You have to say wattage up, activate.
well, if it's anything like my home automation, it'll be fucking impossible. Alexa, wattage up. Alexa, order porn. Confirm.
Oh dear.
Sorry to anyone whose Alexa's now going mad.
That'll be Dale's.
Probably. He's not on the show though. I think that's the only time he watches.
It's best when you go to Alexa, play Paw Patrol. It just starts up.
Checking in the comments here, we got Keith. He was like, "My Cool Fire 2 grenade auto-fired. I literally had to throw it."
That'd have been brilliant in the middle of East London, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Do you remember the Oculus by Joytech? Full touch screen with an MP3 player on it.
Yeah, that's one we mentioned earlier. The Joytech Oculus.
Where have I been tonight?
I don't know, but yeah, no, that thing, because you could fit 64 songs on it. You know, because apparently they forgot the iPod exists.
Oh dear.
But that thing's a horrible mod anyway, without all the other shit.
Do you remember the Hell's Gate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the dual RDA
the thing with the two RDAs on it. You know what? Funnily enough, whilst I was digging out shit this evening, where's it gone? Put it here.
It's like the couples kit. Oh wow. Is that a Buddha?
Oh yeah, it's the Zephyr V2. I was like, what was I thinking? Seriously, what was I thinking?
I actually got one of them with the Hog V2.
I can't remember what I ran mine on.
Who wants to talk to their mod? I rarely wish to talk to most people. Never a vape mod. Brilliant.
Google the Ice Candy mod.
Ice Candy mod. Let's have a look.
Ice Candy. I think it was the i3.
Is it what? Kundy?
No, just Candy.
Ice Candy mod.
And if you could share your screen on that.
Ooh, what have we got here? 2 seconds. What the fuck?
What is that?
Right, open image.
It looks like an iPod Shuffle.
Just a really fat, overweight one. Right, give me a second. Let's do this then.
Yeah. They've actually done a Christmas edition.
That was horrendous.
Wow.
Cass, try and hover over the Christmas edition.
Okay, let me find it. 2 seconds.
The only thing that makes it Christmas is that it's got dark green and red on it.
Alright, let's find this. Oh wow, is that the one I think? Oh yeah. See, this isn't the. I mean, I don't know why it's a Christmas edition, but. Alright, let's just share. Right,
Cass has made himself laugh.
Oh dear. Right, here we go.
Oh shit. What makes that a Christmas edition?
The fella is dark green and red. That's it.
Wow.
Oh no, it's got something on the side that might resemble a snowflake.
Oh, dear.
This gets better.
Do you remember the Steelpunk? Steelpunk mod by Slug Mods. I had one of those and I really, really liked it. But looking back at it and looking at it, I was like, you know what? That's a bit close to the... In fact, I've still got it here somewhere. I was looking at it the other day.
There you go.
Oh,
What's that?
yeah.
Trust Kangaroo to fuck up a squonk.
Yeah. Looks like it's got an aerosol on it that you just...
Yeah.
The
I mean, why make a tube so fucking long as well? Oh, mate. What? See, this is the thing, right, that bugs me, is that a lot of these Chinese companies, they don't think to themselves, can we do this? Or rather, they do think to themselves, can we do this? What they should be thinking to themselves is, should we? Should this be a thing? And the thing is that you've got all these ravens of vaping out there trying to find the sparkliest piece of shit that is the newest, sparkliest piece of crap, and they're buying it. So as they buy it, the company's like, yeah, this is a really good idea. Let's make it shitter and sparklier than ever before. And until people stop buying sparkly, shiny, flashy shit that looks like Iron Man took a shit on a dildo, they're going to keep making these fucking things.
Yeah, that's the... Oh, shit, hang on. The steel punk.
Fuck yeah. See,
Came with
I don't mind the look of that.
That just reminded me of the what were it called now? The Chainsmoker. It was like a Hell's Gate. It had a button either side. Fire both at the same time or one at tanks either side.
Yeah.
If you remember that, it was a dual battery. Well, it was a single dual battery kind of thing. Like a Hell's Gate.
Oh, and I've forgotten the locking mechanism as well. Was a... Hang on.
Twist.
That was your locking mechanism. You twisted it
Amazing.
back to hold the hammer
It was
in
like
place.
the cherry bomber locking mechanism where you turn the button 20 degrees to the right, and apparently that was locked.
Until you put it in your pocket with change. And then
Yeah.
it's not as locked as you thought it was.
No. The best thing, though, is what it's got written down the side of it. Fuck all cloners.
Fuck clones. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, the irony.
I know. Oh, dear.
What else have I got in my shit box? You got me going now. Oh shit. I've got an old Triton. Pre-TPD.
Triton was a banging tank, man, except for the fact that the drip tip was like some ultra proprietary piece of rocking horse shit that you couldn't get anywhere.
You're not ready for this, are you?
Oh, go on.
Right. I'm not gonna put the name of it, but I'll give 10 points to anyone that can tell me what that RDA was.
That's
Supper.
that is a Watofu.
Oh, well done.
What did he say?
Watofu supper.
That's it. I got Watofu.
Oh, Christ almighty.
Yeah, Nicky, I've got it.
An original Tobe.
Fuck yeah.
What else have I got in here?
Pixie Quinn bringing the savage burns.
What?
Still, to this day, one of my favourite RDAs.
What's that?
Is it the Doge?
Doge. Not
Which
the
version?
original. Not the original.
Mate, I love this thing.
I've still got...
It's so hard to get a decent build on a Noisy Cricket.
Yeah.
But my God, it was awesome.
See, I've still got the original Watofu Troll V1 and the V2. And I
Really?
love those. I love the Troll. Absolutely loved it.
Look.
Is that an MVP too?
And you could charge your phone off that bad boy.
Oh, fuck yeah. See, the MVP3 came with an iPhone adapter.
Oh,
The REM.
that was a cracking RDA. That was a cracking. Oh.
You remember the Hell?
Huh?
You remember the Hellboy?
Yes. Right, let's see if I can get this out.
See, there's always one mod that I've always wanted to get my hands on. Oh, yes.
Oh, it was all like that, actually. It was very
Do you
much
remember-
the same as that.
Do you remember they made an ice one that looked like an ice cube and it had top airflow and it never
It was
worked
actually called
properly?
the Cube.
Yeah.
It was shocking.
I think
Tesla
Chandler.
did
There
one
he
as well,
is.
was it?
Chandler wants on.
Were it the Tesla Clapton, and it had like a see-through section, like airflow.
Hello, Ian.
Weird.
Talking of
There you go.
Doges. There you go.
Oh mate,
What the fuck is that?
What's
you had,
this? Does this pull out?
a bigger version. I think
Is this-
I think it was either a 28 or a 30mm version. Called the, I think it was like the Catty. CAT.
You see, the Doge was all done on crowdfunding, wasn't it? That was the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Oh God, so much shit.
What's going on? Are we just pulling out random atties and going, whee?
We're reminiscing.
We're basically talking about the shittest mods and weirdest RDAs that we've had ever.
Right. One of it was my first 200 watt device, and I'm pretty sure if anybody had one, they'd know what we're on about. The Snowwolf 200.
Yes.
What, the one where you had to turn it on, then turn it on again?
You had to wait about 5 seconds for it to fire up. And then every time after that, it were great. But
those things were terrible because they weren't sealed properly. The amount of those that we had back with juice ingress and juice all over the board was just...
Yeah.
It was the fact that you had to wait that amount of time for it to figure out that it wasn't in temperature mode. You had to turn it on and then unlock it.
Yeah.
Pretty mods, though.
No, I never liked them.
They were huge, if I remember right.
They were big.
Snowwolf, it was
Do you remember the mini one?
massive. The mini one was massive.
It was quite...
And there goes my potato internet.
Hey,
There we go. We're back.
do you know what I found tonight, Chandler?
What?
And Lindsay will be happy.
What? Square bottles!
I want to be happy.
Hey!
Soy sauce
Oh,
bottles.
Yay! Spare ones!
So now Lindsay can go back to one of her all-time favourite mods.
It's about time I got a dyed door for you, because it looks so much better with a coloured door.
I like that.
I quite like the grey, actually.
I really like the grey. I like the material, I like the finish, and I like it's got my name on it, so it's all good. Chandler.
In that case, I need to get a door that says Lindsay on it.
Yeah. Need to get a door that says Lindsay on it.
Yeah.
Ian, what are you vaping on?
I need a pink one.
Oh! Now then. Pink one. Oh. Now then. To be fair, I've already done a pink mod. With flowers on it. But there you go. Did that one to Chloe.
She can't
Chloe.
hear
She
you.
gone. She can't hear me. Alright. Well, there you go. I'll do her a pink door. Just don't tell her. What am I vaping on? I walked in from work, so I've got all my work shit, and I've just realised how much crap I take to work.
Unnecessarily.
Unnecessarily. I took that, and that, and that. All went to work with.
Do you know what I take to work with me?
Oh, for crap's sake, most of your... I was
That.
going to say, most of your stuff is probably at work, isn't it?
No.
Or is that just what you use at work all day?
Yeah, that's all I
Berserker.
use at work. There's no point. There's no point in taking anything else. Because I vape at work, but I won't cloud at work. When I say work, I mean at the lab. I mean at the... But
Yeah.
at the shop
When
I
you're
will. But I don't...
in the shop, you'll vape on out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, see, I've got one of them little Coil Master K bags, a little case thing. And one side's got batteries, one side has got mods, and I chuck a few bottles of juice in my bag, and that's about it.
Yeah. Well, I've got the saver, and on top of, I found this in a drawer. Okay.
Was it underneath your porn?
Yeah, underneath my porn.
You know
bonus
what?
Bonus points if you know what it is.
I stick 30 watt. Oh no, it's not. Look at the button.
Look at the button.
Ah.
I've got my finger over the logo, so you can't see
Is
it.
that the 50?
Stay leaf.
No.
It's not.
Yeah, it's definitely E-leaf.
It's not the 40 because the 40 was temp control, and it's not the 30 because the button's not right.
And the 20 had the overhang.
And the 20 had the overhang. So what is it?
No, the new ones, the new 20s had the overhangs. The really old ones didn't.
Is it going to
It's an
focus?
original.
Does that say TC?
That is a TC 40 watt temperature control
No.
40 watt. E-leaf.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Really? I had.
Really?
In fact, I think I've still got some TC40s in stock. Bear with me. You're right, because it's that button. I'm thinking of the 30 because the 30 had the 30 had the little floaty button rather than the sticky outy one.
Yeah,
it's a totally wicked e-leaf mod. No, because Totally Wicked would just rebrand it.
No, it's not. It's not. But I do have a totally wicked e-leaf case to go on it.
Do you want to see
They
a
called
mod
it the
from
Curve. They called it the Curve VT40.
Curve.
Yeah, that was the totally wicked version. But I bought this as a genuine e-leaf rather than a rebranded one.
You know what? I carried that.
Hey, e-leaf.
I carried my 30 watt around, with the safer on it.
That's the 31.
With the overhang. Yeah.
Hang on. I've got, again, in one of the lovely rubbery cases. You'll see why once I take it out. That is my original first regulated mod.
Wow.
That's the 20 watt, the original. And if you look, I don't know if it'll focus. Look at the state of that button.
That's amazing.
That's absolute hammer.
There you go.
And I wouldn't mind, but it still works.
You know what? Right. You can't beat e-leaf stuff, and I still use
the iPower.
They're brilliant, man.
The iPower. We actually use those at Expo because I know I can get 2 days as test
And
mods.
it takes as long to charge as any other battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the 100 watt one?
80.
Oh, I dug this little bad boy
They had
out.
the. I had the.
You want to tell me what this is?
I've just put one of those on the screen.
God, you guys are terrible tonight. That's a Triton.
What's that?
It's the Triton with the top airflow.
It's got bottom airflow.
It's got top airflow as well.
Is it?
Shall I get mine? My lighting's a bit better. Mine's still box, so it's worth bare dough.
Yeah, there you go.
You really want
one. Look at that.
Is a Smock M22 with mech mode.
I've got one.
Smock with mech mode?
Yeah, this is from the normal era of Smock mods.
That's the.
Market coils.
I was going to say nothing wrong with Smock.
No, when they were making normal mods.
Everything is wrong with Smock.
Yeah, no, basically, Smock 2.5 years ago is where they started to go wrong. Before that, fine.
Yeah.
You know what?
When they started coming out with rivs and things.
The TFV4s were great. I did really like those. They were the first higher powered sub tank, weren't they? Really.
I bought the big family coil pack for the TFV4, and it had 12 types of coils and 3 types of RBA, and I've never seen so many fucking coils for a tank. But they were all good coils.
Yeah.
You know, expensive as shit though. It's 20 quid for 4 coils.
Yeah. Good evening to the vaping fish. How you doing? Remember, give us a thumbs up and and subscribe.
Yeah, see,
thank you.
If more people vaped decent Joytech or e-leaf gear, we wouldn't have some of the garish shiny bollocks that we get now.
I was going to say with the e-leaf, I had the 50 watt. And I now can't remember how much what the battery life on it was amazing.
The 50 watt was absolute dog shit, wasn't it?
My 510 went on it in the end.
Problems with the batteries as well.
Now the battery on it was fine. It was just the 510 that just gave the spring loading bust on it, and my Attis just wouldn't connect on it, which is where it died in the end. But battery life on it was amazing. It was that little bit thicker that way.
Yeah.
So it
Do you
fitted
remember
in
the
your hand a
Joystick
little bit
100?
better.
The i6
That's the one that I wanted and never got. 'Cause that was like...
I still have one of those in stock.
Yeah,
Have you got
the
one?
best thing about that, right? The best thing about that, apart from the fact it was built badly, was that it had a balanced USB charger. So you could actually charge it via USB.
Yeah. But
Not
it
many
also
people know
had
that.
the worst magnets ever on a
Oh,
battery
they were
door.
terrible.
Didn't they bring out?
See you
Didn't
later,
they bring
Keith.
out a 100? Didn't they bring out 100 watt with a lipo in it? Because I know the 100 watt. Didn't you put
Yeah, they did.
18650s in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
But they brought out a lipo that was something crazy like 5,000 milliamp hours or something.
Yeah, that's the iPower.
That's the iPower.
Was that the iPower?
Yeah.
And they brought out the bigger brother, the 200 watt version.
I was like 5,000 milliamp hours. That'll keep me going for a week.
The 200 watt. Oh, where we go.
Got what the amp hours were on the 50 watt. But the 50 watt, I'd mouthed along it on an 1.8 ohm coil, and it would last me like 3 days before I needed to charge it.
You know what? Take a look at the iStick QC, which is a 200 watt version of what looks like the iPower. And
I like it.
You know what? I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And again, 5,000 milliamp hour.
iStick QC.
iStick QC.
So we've been through all like the most disgusting mods. Let's go to the other end.
Oh, the
What's
most
the most
beautiful
British
mods.
mod?
Now are we going? Because we could quite easily jump on the Dacus bandwagon and start picking out the amazing, beautiful mods, or are we just going middle of the road?
All right, what's not like what's like your dream mod that you'd have? It's what's
We ought to kind of. I would think we ought to do mass-produced rather than handcrafted one-offs, because handcrafted one-offs.
Yeah, no artisan mods. It has to be mass-produced.
We could be here forever.
You know what? You ain't ever gonna beat the Sigeli.
No, Sigeli 100 watt, the original one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm?
What? One of those? You mean?
Yeah, I've got 2 of them. They still both work.
Oh.
Right, my brother-in-law's got one of them.
My other
Look,
half uses one right now.
I've still got right. This is going to sound really weird. I still want to get a XQ Ultra.
No, you don't. It vibrates.
It vibrates when you've got no when you've got atomizers not on. It'll tell you. It'll. I really wanted to upgrade, and it's got 2 batteries in it. I was like, that's like a dual battery XQ Mini was exactly what I wanted.
That's
but
the
never
one with the
actually got
side.
to get one.
Yeah, the side button that always break. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like
Is
was
it
like
sad to say that everything we're talking about I have here tonight?
Yeah. See, I didn't realize you're such a big
but
fan
next-
of Smock, Chandler.
Well, I'm not particularly a big fan of smoke. I've just realised one thing I'm not a big fan of is this.
It's like finding out your uncle's into midget porn.
Is he? Me too.
How did you find out about that?
Oh dear. Yeah, Dream mod, right? And I've wanted one for ages until I found out it was 22mm, but they do make a bigger version. Was the
Oh, hang on, are we still
yeah,
talking about midget porn?
Yeah,
22mm. Awesome.
yeah. Was the SX Mini, the 2 battery version?
The what?
The SX Mini.
Oh mate, I love the SX stuff. The original.
Yeah. But they came out with a 2 battery version that has a 24mm top. That one. That's what I'd like. And then they brought out the G class, which it's terrible.
You know what? I'd like a Loch Ness. One of the I have got the right name, haven't I? Loch Ness. Who did that?
No idea.
Some geezer in Scotland.
Yeah, it was originally done by fucking hell. Oh, I'm now gonna have to do Google Foo.
As far as the SX Minis, have you seen the
Sorry.
new SX? Well, I say new.
Right. Scott's on my wavelength. Scott Godwin. Tesla Invader 3.
No, I hated that.
Mate, that was a really good mod.
No.
It regulated, well, say it regulated, but it ran so much. It will actually having an unregulated series.
Yeah, the V3, wasn't it?
Definitely.
Wasn't it 250 watts or
240.
240? Close enough. Yeah, no. They were, don't get me wrong, they were well built. And like Scott says, just bag your batteries and off they go. I wasn't a big fan of Tesla stuff, I've got to be honest.
Do you remember the little 40 watt thing, the 60 watt thing even, that just overheated?
Which one?
It was the little Tesla, the Tesla Mini that was like 40, 50 watts. And
Nano.
after about 10 minutes of use, yeah, the Nano, and it would just overheat like a madman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would a LiPo battery on it.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
The Loch Ness.
See, I like the look at that.
I found the Loch Ness.
That's quite pretty, that.
It's very. It was molded to fit in the hand. Whoa.
Whose hand? Whose hand? Because it
Whose hand?
certainly wouldn't fit in mine.
Yeah. But it got that nice rubbery finish that was.
You know what? That looks a lot like the Dolphin.
And it was dual battery. And look at the size of it. Do you know? I am now contemplating getting the Loch Ness. Because look at that. Now they did a. I wonder if there's any pictures of the.
Yeah, here's another one I've always wanted.
Because they started off with this. They a company in Scotland. I can't remember who did it. Brought out a stabwood version that was like 500 quid. It was made out of wood and handcrafted. And it was like ridiculously high end and like 500 quid to buy. And then Envy worked with them and created an affordable version that obviously wasn't made out of stabwood. And that's what they made.
I just want to add this.
No one else remember it.
I can't remember that Loch Ness.
No, blame me.
This is Mark just said. Does anyone remember the Hannah Gold Bar DNA? Now, the I used to love the Hannah stuff.
Yeah.
The Hannah.
Yeah.
Jesus
How
What the hell?
sexy was that?
I did like Hannah mod stuff.
There was far too many clones about for my liking, but they were bulletproof. They were absolute bulletproof.
Look at that. A single 8650, I assume, looking at the size of that.
Yeah.
That's
It was only
tiny.
a DNA
Considering there's
40.
a. I was going to say, well, yeah, but that's tiny considering there's a board in there and everything.
Yeah. See, I've always wanted the Vapor Flask, which was another DNA 40, but not the new one.
The new one was absolute dog shit. We had those in stock.
I want the original one.
The original ones were nice. They were nice. Oh, sorry. Let me tickle your box. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, they're just pretty mods, and they did a version of it. I think that might actually be the Wismec version, but
That is,
you get the
it
idea.
is.
Yeah.
The original one didn't it have the LED down the grip?
I'm just looking for it now.
Okay, this is really sad. I'm now trying to shop for a Loch Ness.
Hannah ever do a squonker?
I think they might have done.
I don't recall, but where's it gone? How nice would they have looked as a squonker?
Yeah. Yeah, they'd have been banging. But they'd have had to have been bigger, clearly.
Wow. Or just remove one of. Presumably, is that 2 batteries in there? Just remove one of the batteries.
Yeah.
Just replace it with a squonk bowl.
No, I'm pretty sure
You
it was
probably
only
wouldn't-
single. It was only a single. It was only a 30 watt.
Was it?
40 watt, 30 watt.
Yeah, I remember the Vapor Flask, 'cause I think Rip Trip has had one on a lot of his videos back in the early days.
Vapor Flask. Yeah. Was one to have.
And the Vapor Shark, the DNA 40.
I've got one of them.
Oh, they were lovely. The batteries were dog shit.
My battery's fucked itself.
What
It is
What about-
replaceable, though.
What about though something along the lines of the original Thor's hammer? I did fancy one of those at one point.
The original what?
Thor's hammer.
Oh my word.
Wow.
Remember that one with the 18350 that you put in it?
To be fair, I can imagine you walking around with their what were they? Nautilus, weren't they?
I had one of those. I actually had one, and it never
What,
worked.
Thor's hammer? No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Never
I know
worked.
the switch. I know the switch assembly was quite convoluted. It got a massive spring underneath it for the spring, and it had an extension where you could convert it into a
Yeah. Except
take an 18650.
I put a voltmeter on the end of it, right, with a full 18650 in it, and it should have been putting out around 3.5, 3.6 volts. 1.2 volts.
Oh,
1.2 is what I was getting on the voltmeter at the other
1.2.
end.
Was
Yeah.
You know
what
what?
were you getting on the bare battery?
Yeah, on the bare battery I was getting 3.7. Put it in the mod,
Right, so it's
1.2.
two there.
So there was something going wrong there.
Yeah, the voltage drop was just shocking. The amount of metal that thing had to go through.
Mark
Well, that
Elliott.
should make the resistance lower.
Mark's just said he always fancied a gizmo. I've actually got a pair of them, and that was a limited edition alien version that we won, 18350. He
Can
was
I have it?
literally on the industrial estate down the road from where I live, and he did something to do with air compressors and things like that, and he did these on the side.
Jet skis.
Huh?
Jet skis.
Jet skis, something to do with water anyway. But yeah, they were cracking little mods. Just wasn't a big
So what's that? What's that dual parallel 18350s?
single. Your tank
Single?
went down there.
Oh, your tank drops inside.
Yeah,
Oh.
18350 plus a little magnet that sat on top of your battery to fire it.
Bloody hell. Awesome.
I think Mark wants that.
Okay.
I think I've just found it for you.
You've been playing
What
with your
you found?
penis.
Cost him, it's a 101.
Mark, sell us that, please, Lindsay. It'll cost him. It's a 101. It's a 101. I'm going to flip that. You know what, Mark? I've got another one somewhere you can have.
What cost him?
Oh, stop it.
Oh, Lindsay's awesome.
I've just found the Thor's hammer.
You found it?
In fact, I've just sent you a picture.
Oh. Hang on. Oh, shit, I've left my phone in the other room. It's alright. Is it a messenger? Yay. That's
Yeah,
the
I
one.
binned my Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
You binned it?
I binned it.
Oh, man. That's just wrong.
That and the locking ring that locked the button was locked to off. It like seized up.
You know what? I need to find a little tank for my gizmo.
You said you had a pair of them, right?
Yeah, I don't know where the other one is. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to I'm going to crouch and walk off, as Jono well knows.
Crouch and walk off.
Yeah, it was the after show last week. I stood up and Jono said, "I've not got any trousers on." It was like, nah.
Are you telling me you've still not got any cakes on?
He hasn't either.
He walked off, right? We're in chat. He walked off, and I was the only person who noticed. I was like, did no one else just see that? They're like, what? And I says, I had no pants on, like it was his bare ass. And
There we go.
like,
Yeah.
what?
There we go. A pair of them.
And they both got alien on the side.
No, that's literally a one-off. That was.
Never even been fired.
It's never even been fired. And then that one, which is just a plain simple one.
What tank can you fit in that thing?
I can't remember what I used to run on it.
Was it like a Nautilus or something?
No, the Nautilus wouldn't have fit in.
Not the big one, the mini one.
Might have been an aero tank or. Oh. I can't remember.
So do you remember,
what you want
do you remember that old
the...
Inikin mod that had the weird ball joint drip tip where it sat down inside?
The iClear 30.
That's the one.
You know, that's weird, but I could actually tell I got my headphones on the wrong way around. The left wasn't sounding right. Not right. But,
Okay, that is definitely.
you know what I meant.
Yeah. Okay, it's taken me ages just to do this.
You know what? You could get
I still can't share the screen.
You could get a scrape in there.
No, I can't.
Nice. So, Mark wanted to talk about something specifically today.
There's something that's I'm sat next to a sea lion or something. I think she's catching flies. But if I don't watch it, I'm going to get smacked in the head. So I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I am very, very curious as to chat's opinion on this. Now, as we're very aware, you walk into not every vape shop, but a good proportion of vape shops, you will see CBD products on the shelf. Now, I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not going to mention any brands. I'm not going to mention any shops.
I do it.
No.
That's very good of you.
There is a shop this week that has had a visit from trading standards and a warrant from the police to walk in and to seize goods, i.e. CBD products. Now, I did quite a bit of research on this. Watched quite a few live feeds. It would seem that the warrant was executed somewhat, I'm not going to say illegally, but incorrectly. However, this particular business lost, I think they said, about £2,000 worth of stock.
Right. Now,
the products that were taken were CBD-based products, and it sounds as though that trading standards came with the police to seize these products. Now,
from what I saw, I'm assuming it's the same thing that we both read this morning.
Yeah.
From what I saw, the police said trading standards came with us, and when this particular newspaper contacted trading standards, they went, "Nope, we've had nothing to do with it."
Oh.
So was it a complete lie?
I was going to say that was the last bit that I saw before I started work and didn't read any, because they were doing live updates on it all through the day.
Yeah.
The last I saw was that they said the contacted trading standards, and trading standards basically said, "Well, no, we've had nothing to do with it. It's purely the police that's been."
So obviously, there's always going to be Bear with me a second. I'm just looking for something that someone just mentioned in the comments. I will find it in a moment. Obviously, when you're dealing with something that is a cannabinoid, there are going to be issues. Now, I think a lot of what the issues that have been that's happened is the fact that shops are selling flowers. Now, flowers, for those of you that don't know, looks like, smells like, tastes like weed.
Yep.
Smells exactly the same when you burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, it's got less than a 0.2 of THC in it, which makes it completely and utterly legal. It is, at the end of the day, just an industrial hemp.
Do we know, just out of interest, I know this particular case that we saw this morning, do we know if they were selling any of that?
Yes,
or
they
whether
were.
it was... Yes, they were. Right, okay, fine.
Now, I'm of two minds. Sorry, I'm of two minds. Now, my shop does stock some CBD. However, in my opinion, it doesn't belong in a vape shop.
No.
It belongs in a specialist. Now, Paul Harrison and I have had this conversation. We had quite an in-depth conversation at the Manchester Expo about this. And it belongs in a specialist CBD shop.
Or a head
Head
shop.
shop.
Or a head shop, absolutely. I don't like to call them head shops because I find that
Is a bit...
it's a bit
Yeah.
derogatory. It's a bit derogatory in my eyes. But either way, if someone walks into a shop and they see bags of weed, of what appears to be weed, sat on a shelf that looks like weed, smells like weed, and has the price of a gram of weed on it,
They're going to think it's fucking weed.
they're going to think it's weed. If it looks like a dog, if it barks like a dog, then chances are it's probably a fucking dog. And someone's going to report you. Now, are the police in the wrong for coming in and seizing product? I think they are. I think they are they're wrong because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, these products have been manufactured and sold by reputable companies. However, how do they know what's in that bag?
This is where I'm coming from, is that I don't think they were wrong because they need to go in there, test it to make sure, and then if they find out that it's not weed, just give it back.
But bugger me, this is going
Stronger than
to
what's
turn into...
advertised.
I was going to say, this is going to turn into a bit of a nightmare. With my opinion is the damn things shouldn't be in a bloody vape shop in the first place, like you say, Mark. Why are we selling combustible products and encouraging people to?
You see the flowers. Yeah, I wouldn't stock the flowers. Don't get me wrong. I stock the e-liquid.
So
I've got
many
nothing-
people are
I've got-
using it. It's a market demand thing.
I've got nothing against. I've got. I can't get that in front of my camera. There you go. I've got CBD juice. It's not something that I vape on a regular basis, but every now and again. But it don't get you high. I'm not overly sure what it does do.
This was Bessie
but
just said. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, go on. Carry
Go
on. I'll sort this.
I was just going to say if somebody came up with caffeine e-liquid,
It's been done.
where it's been done, is it? I've never seen any. But if someone
Toasted
came
it's
up with if someone came up with caffeine e-liquid, I don't think caffeine is absorbed very well through the inhaling it.
It's not.
It's not.
But something along those lines where you got a little bit of something from it, a bit of throat hit. I certainly wouldn't be against trying any of that either. It's it's offering an alternative, and CBD is completely legal, sold in Holland and Barrett, and I don't see any. It is a herbal remedy at the moment as to whether the medicinal qualities of it are neither here nor there. But
It's like
if
that
people want
stories
to
in
buy
the
it,
States. Where that shop got
yeah.
raided for CBD, and they said, "Oh, yeah, you got to go Walmart as well because Walmart sells CBD."
The trading standards ain't gonna fuck with Walmart.
But
No.
Holland and Barrett do not, as far as I'm aware, correct me if I'm wrong, Holland and Barrett do not sell CBD flower.
No, I don't
No.
believe so.
It's a
I
tincture
don't
that you put in your under your gums.
Yeah. And I don't. The issue you're going to have, if that's going to become an issue, is that if there are a lot of shops selling CBD flower and it's legal to sell, you are going to get a few that will have bags of perhaps not quite so weak stuff, and who's going to know if it smells the same when it's being smoked and everything. I mean, who's going to know whether or not this particular flavour of flower has got any THC in it? You're just not going to know.
Mr. Sean Goldsmith just said, have you seen the CBD for dogs? Yes, I have. Ironically, as I was walking past a shop.
What?
Let's zoom in. Can I zoom in? I don't think I can. Can I zoom in? There we go. Do you see that there?
Wow.
Pet CBD.
Pet CBD. And where can you find it?
In a vape shop.
In a vape shop.
I mean, who
Why
are
the hell?
vape sellers to start medicating your pets?
Yes, come on, dogs welcome. Bring your dog, your hamster. It's all fine.
Imagine if you killed the dog.
Yeah. Overdosed it on CBD.
Honestly,
the worrying thing is, though... Sorry, go on.
No, go on, carry on.
I was going to say, the worrying thing is I'm getting more and more people asking me for THC cartridges for vaporizers. And as far as I'm aware, you have to import them. But I must get 5 or 6 people a week asking for THC. Oh, you've got CBD, you must have THC cartridges.
Yeah, but THC is illegal, am I right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Above 0.2%. Above 0.2%, which equates to 1 milligram.
Right, okay.
But I think the police are right to go in and investigate, but trading standards shouldn't get involved unless there's a mandate for them to get involved. And if there's not a mandate for them to get involved, then they should stay the hell out of it. But it's like how many people were scared of it. Trading standards just turning up at their door the day the TPD started, going, right, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, we're shutting you down. How many people did that actually happen to? None. And then after that, we had the big food thing where it was like the Food Act of 1980, whatever, where people are like, oh, if it looks like food, then you can't have the packaging, you'll get fined. That never happened other than to maybe a couple of shops. Sorry, say that again, dude?
Say like Pancake Man and French Toad, where they had the stack of pancakes with the character on.
Yeah.
With all that.
Exactly.
But it's still there.
Of course it is. Of course it is. And I mean, there's more now than there were.
I thought that mainly affected I thought it was the food flavourings.
No, it was the food
flavourings.
packaging.
No, exactly the actual packaging. Because it says it actually advertised to kids for it to actually look like food.
I mean, there was a brand of e-liquid that looked like an ice cream.
Yeah. That's me.
But again, all of these big scary things, people just they're getting all scared over it, and trading standards aren't actually doing anything, like I said with the TBD. So unless trading standards actually have a mandate to go into a shop, say an illegal substance or anything along those lines, then they should stay out. And by the sounds of it, someone got a report that this shop was selling illegal substances from whoever, and the police decided to investigate it, as they should, as I'd expect them to with any other residence or business.
But it also depends on what they seized. Again, like you say, if they seized bags of flour, fine. Self-raising, whatever. If they seized bottles of CBD, it's like, why?
Cass, can you just share your screen on that, please?
Yep, 2 moments.
I mean, the vape shop where it happened at, they actually said that they had a license to sell it, and and trading standards actually told them it was the only store that actually had a license to sell it. So if they had a license, why did it get seized?
It sounds to me like the
police
police didn't have anything to do with. The police didn't speak to trading standards or anything. They just went off their own back by the sounds of things.
So we've got dog chicken flavour and cat's fish flavour.
What instructions there? What detail? What?
Let's have a look. So, what we've got is the chicken flavour delivers CBD and utilises hemp seed oil as a carrier. Your pet will love the smell and taste. Are we just shoving like vaporizers in our dogs' mouths and being like, "Mate, have a huff on this"? Like,
I think it's designed as an oral drop.
Yeah,
there we go.
This is like the tincture.
Yeah, so our whole plant hemp products offers the amazing benefit. Oh. I'm going to buy someone to try it and let you know what chicken flavoured it.
On the dog. Have you got a dog?
No, on me.
All right.
How do we feel about dosing CBD to our pets?
I wouldn't be confident in telling someone whether they could or couldn't give it to their dogs, whether they've got an underlying condition, or they're on medication, or you know that myth that if you get a dog stoned, it never stops being stoned.
It is supposed to be good for them. Don't get me wrong. However, what can a vape shop give? Are they vets? Have they taken an 8-year degree in veterinary science to be able to dose 300 milligram CBD to Roxy?
I mean, if you want to give your dog some CBD, go to your vet first. They'll probably say, "Don't be a fucking idiot," and then go off.
We're not doctors.
I get people asking me how much CBD should I have, and I'm like, mate, look, I am not someone to be asking about this. Like, I'll sell it you, but I am not taking. You know, they're like, oh, I've got back pain and I've got COPD and I've got amnesia and I've got insomnia and I've got all of these things. Will it help? I'm like, maybe. Who knows? Try.
Do you stock it in your store, Cass?
We have one brand in one bottle in one size. We don't advertise generally that we have it.
Is that a vape liquid or is it a tincture, oral drops?
It's a vape liquid that you would mix with other vape liquids. It's not like a premix. So it's a 500 milligram. You put a couple of drops in your tank with what other liquid you got, and go from there. But the point is that people, I personally don't think we should be selling it in vaping as a whole. And the thing is, it's like they come in with some complicated condition. They go, "Will it help?" It's like, mate, I am not a doctor. I've got no fucking idea. It might help. It might kill you.
I really want to get Mark Elliott on to say what he's just typed in chat. I've got a spider that's bare mental when I try and fill its water bowl up. Could always put some CBD in its bowl.
Oh, I really want to see a chilled out spider. They're kind of.
I just want to hear Mark say it.
Yeah. But
imagine the web spinning, getting all that.
It just spins a hemp leaf instead of a normal web.
Yeah.
But I'm on board with Rob in the chat here. He says it's still all extra shit that shouldn't be in vape shops, though. I'm like, yeah. You know, we don't sell grinders. We don't sell dry herbalizers. You know, we're not going to give you a bong. And we definitely don't sell king-size blue Rizzler. Like, fuck off with that.
The silver's much better.
Yeah. The jury's out on that.
Yeah, but it's a bastard to roll.
Keep your fingers damp. If you keep your fingers
No,
oily...
that's the problem. That's the problem, because if you get your fingers too damp and you try to roll it, it gets wet and it just falls apart.
No.
Agreed.
'Cause it's
Get rid of
that
it from
thin.
vape shops. I'm not going to have this conversation live because, yeah, it's not a conversation I want to have live. But I believe that specialist stores should be out there that deal with CBD. No vape products, just CBD. So keep your eye open for specialist stores.
No one's going to open one because imagine the mongs you have to deal with every day.
Do you want to bet?
You know what? You would. I was just gonna say. I bet. I'll put my next wage on it. That I bet some kid's been in there, in a SMK in a shop, and says, "I'm having a bit of a get together with my mates this weekend. We've got a bit of green, but I don't want my dog to feel left out. You know, could you look him up? You know what I mean? At what point do you get to say, oh yeah, CBD's all right for dogs?
Diddy has hit the nail on the head. No,
he
Diddy,
retracted
bring it
his
back.
message.
Bring it back. The problem is all them fucking cannabis leaves. The problem is the branding. The branding
100%.
is all wrong. I don't. That was my problem with this earlier that I said. Okay. It's called Cali Greens. It's called Cali Greens. Yes, I'm sure it tastes of weed, but there's no need for like a bare weed fucking leaf to be on the label. There's no need for it. There's ways of
Why do you
marketing
need
shit.
it? Why do you need it to taste like weed?
Because maybe people like the taste of terpenes. I get that people might like the flavour of it.
I mean, I had the Element Terpenes
tastes like
range, right? Which was I actually really enjoyed it. Now, it didn't taste like weed. I fucking hate the smell and taste of weed. But this actually was quite a nice set of ranges. But my biggest problem with that range was what they called it, and they named it after strains of cannabis. So you had Ghost Train, Russian Diesel, and OG Kush. Right now, there could have been a billion names for those, and it's a sad that they did go for that because the juices were actually acquired tastes, but quite nice. And I think you just take it away from the branding. If you want to be a vape company, take that cannabis shit out of there.
I think it's really sad that the only strain of cannabis there that I recognised was the Kush. Ghost Train never. That's what I fairground ride as far as I'm concerned.
There were another e-liquid company.
Sean has just said we're here to help people give up smoking, not for anything else. Sean, I completely agree, mate. I completely agree.
Yeah, 100%. Now, I actually had there's a group out there on Facebook, and their job is to out. There's actually underage vape groups, right, specifically for like teenagers and stuff. And I had a read through one of these groups, and one of these lads on this group was like, "Yeah, we need to get ourselves some vape liquid. We're having a party. We need to get high." Because apparently it hasn't got to kids now that vaping nicotine doesn't get you high.
I nearly ran a kid over tonight when I was picking my daughter up.
You did?
Yeah. The prick rode across the road in front of me and then stuck his fingers up on his push bike. Yeah, in his school uniform, stuck two fingers out and shouted abuse at me. So either way, I was like, prick. Daughter was in the car, so kept my mouth shut. And as I drove past him, he chucked a bare cloud. So we're talking, he couldn't have been, what at most, 15, 14, with a fucking smock alien in him, bellowing clouds down the road. I'm like, you're a dick. However, to be fair, Cass and I had this conversation earlier about kids vaping. We're not going to share the post, are we?
No.
No.
Do you want me to?
No. Not unless you edit it heavily first. If you could take away the person's name,
give me 2 minutes.
We don't want to be outing anyone.
This is a really interesting one. Like I said, I used to work in secondary school, and you knew where the kids went to smoke. So kids are going to smoke. So this is where you get the argument. What about vaping? And yeah, I saw the post that you put up earlier.
Yeah, go with that, Cass. That's fine. That's fine.
There you go.
Can you change the layout to letterbox? Show us letterbox.
Letterbox. I don't know if I
Have you
can.
got an option there?
No, this is just the image. I've just brought it up.
Okay, let me.
There's literally just one bit at the top. It just says, "Me again. Sorry, I've got a question. Please note, I knew nothing about this till after his death." So it goes, "My children's dad stopped smoking 3 years again and vaped ever since. However, what I was unaware of is my daughter is now 16, also being allowed to vape 3 milligram, as well as my now 13-year-old son. They have now asked for their own vapes, but at 0 milligram. What's people's opinions here? Do I say no to both, one, and risk them doing it behind my back anyway, or what?" Now, I pose this as being a dumb question because I'm not a parent, but I feel like were I a parent, it would be the same as buying my kid cigarettes or buying my kid booze. As far as I'm concerned, they shouldn't be using... I mean, if they do it behind their parents' back, there's nothing the parent can do. The parent is therefore absolved, right? But I think the parent shouldn't be buying it for them because it is something that will, whether it's 0 milligram or not, it is a habit. It is something they will become addicted to. It's something that even at 3 milligrams, they shouldn't be anywhere near this sort of thing.
Now,
technically though, if it's 0 milligram, it's not. If it's 0 milligram, then it's not covered by the TPD. Hence, we can produce 120 mil short fills because it's 0 milligram. So
still illegal to sell to minors.
And why is that?
Because it's a vape product. And this comes from when the industry was very much self-regulated in that we wouldn't sell any vape products to minors, coils, tanks, nothing.
Yeah.
And yes, you're not allowed to sell nicotine, and yes, you're not allowed, you can't sell nicotine, and you could do the technically the 0 milligram thing, but the policy where I work is anyone under 18 gets served nothing, end of. And I think that's how it should be.
I do. It's that horrible. It's that horrible situation. So say you've got. So this is the usual scenario. You get someone come in. Right, my 15-year-old son smokes 40 a day. I want him to stop. I want him to have a safer alternative so he isn't going to die. What vape should I get him?
I wouldn't sell him a vape.
Yeah,
because it's illegal.
I wouldn't sell to a child, and we spoke about this earlier, didn't we, Cass, about proxy selling? And I wouldn't sell to a parent knowing that it was being given to a minor. However, my question that I posed at the time, and I know we've spoken about this before, specifically when Dale's been on, your child is smoking. Would you rather your child smoked or vaped? Obviously, in an ideal world, you clip them around the ear and say, you will not do either. You're a child, I'm an adult, you'll listen to me, this is the way it's going to be. However, in the perfect world, it's never going to happen, is it? So, would you sooner your child vape, and this was, I didn't get the whole 0 milligram thing, why would you,
Because
0 milligram, yeah, but it's not a smoking cessation, so if you want 0 nicotine, you're smoking to look bare cool, fam. There's nothing...
Exactly, Vape Nation, hashtag.
Exactly. So, would you rather have your child... Right, Chandler, sorry, you've got kids.
Yes. Teenager.
Your eldest is how old?
13.
So she comes home with 20 Benson Hedges in her bag. You find them, and assuming that your wife doesn't smoke them,
ask where the fuck she got the money from.
Yeah, that would be the first question. But no, would you? She's like, Dad, I'm smoking. School's stressing me out. I'm smoking 10 to 15 cigarettes a day. Blah 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 blah. Would you hook her up with a 12 milligram Nautilus in the hope that it'd stop her smoking, Or would you go? No.
It's honestly, I'd hook her up with a Nautilus,
Yeah.
and I would supply her with liquid. And have you got enough to keep you going? Yada yada yada. I would definitely do that because, yeah.
Because
it's
smoking
tough,
kills.
isn't it?
Because smoking kills.
Smoking kill. I know smoking's bad for her, and which is going to be the easiest for her to get hold of? Obviously, she's managed to get hold of cigarettes, so it would be a case of, if I say no, I'm not gonna do it. I would rather have the conversation with her tell me what she's doing, and go, well, I'll give you one of these. It's better. We'll reduce your nicotine as we go. We'll get you off the cigarettes.
Do it in the home. Don't do it in public. Job like having beer at dinner with your kids.
Yeah, it's kind of like, and it also depends on the situation. Is it going to be I'm just having the odd cigarette here and there? I know people who can social smoke, and that just bugs the hell out of me because I couldn't ever.
No.
You know, go out of an evening and have a couple of fags with a beer, and then that's it. I'm not having it till next week. But if she's just having a couple here and there.
How about you, Jono? What are your thoughts?
Kind of addicted to it. It's a tough one, isn't it? But I'm fairly sure I'd give it to her.
I'm going to say we've touched base with this before. And it would... I still stand by, you know, clip around here. If it doesn't work, then give them a vape. But there's got to be a line that you've got to draw, because next thing you know, they're going to be fucking... They're going to be in vape shop, they're entering cloud comps, and God knows what.
The issue I have is that if my son daughter was smoking, it would be perfectly fine for me to go and buy nicotine gum, nicotine patches, anything like that for her to use. I just know that when I was smoking, they did diddly squat. So using a vape as NRT, which is starting to be discussed, isn't it? You can get it prescribed. They're trying to work on getting that prescribed. Then that would be absolutely fine. Go and get, right, doctor, my daughter's smoking. Can we have a vape, please? Job done.
You can be prescribed it, not a problem at all. Stuart's just said it's not illegal to sell non-nicotine containing devices, whether or not it's morally correct or not. E-shisha was around way before vaping.
Yeah, I still wouldn't sell it to them.
No, but I think that the point is, I don't think it's illegal to sell it.
No, I don't think it's illegal, but we just don't.
I completely understand, and a vape shop, if I was in a vape shop, working in a vape shop, it would be, if you're underage, off you go. Thank you very much.
But this is it. If you're in a vape shop, right, and it's filled with 13-year-olds buying zero nic or non-nicotine containing e-liquids, who's going to be the next person in? Trading standards.
Yeah.
All right, so
Mark, just as a point, Mark, if you had somebody who was underage come in and want to buy a can of Monster, would you serve them? Obviously underage, so they've just come into the vape shop and they want a can of pop.
I'm pretty sure, I know it's Scotland or Wales, isn't it, that has just changed the law that it's... I wouldn't sell an energy drink to a child.
Oh.
That's in the UK as well.
Okay, all right, sorry, yeah, apologies. Perhaps the Monster analogy wasn't a good one. If they came in and they wanted a bottle of cloudy lemonade, would you sell them a bottle of cloudy lemonade?
Sure. Have they? Hang on. Have they come in with a parent? Have they come in alone?
No, they've wandered in. Perhaps they're on their own. They're obviously in school uniform with a rucksack on the back. Maybe it's them. Maybe it's a couple with their mates. They've come into the vape shop. They just want a bottle of cloudy lemonade.
You see, as they'd entered the shop, I'd have said, "Sorry, buddy, over 18s, you're not allowed in here." If he'd have said to me, "Oh, sorry, mate, I just want a bottle of cloudy lemonade. I just want a bottle out of the fridge. Is that all right?" Absolutely, not a problem at all.
Do you allow under 18s in your shop?
I do, as long as they're with a parent.
So like kids and stuff, with their
if they're
dad buying juice.
Yeah. You'll be actually. Do you not find in your shop that parents will come to the door and they'll go, "Is it okay if Junior comes in?"
More times than you'd imagine.
And my answer is, if you're okay with them being in here, I'm absolutely fine with it. And I always put the onus on the parent. We're okay with it. Are you okay with it?
Yeah, but we get a lot of parents that leave their kids outside because they feel they still feel there's a negative effect on them. The other thing is, a lot of the time I'll say, when they say, "Is the kids all right in here?" I'll say, "Yeah, as long as they're well behaved." Because we've got a lot of glass in our shop. We've got a lot of stuff that get knocked over in our shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So just to touch back on Stuart, I could actually argue against that, because even though when you get a device or where it says that it contains nicotine, even a bottle of liquid that does not have nicotine, even a device that says this product contains nicotine, which is a highly addictive substance, when you get that package, it doesn't actually contain nicotine. So
a lot of the product that we've got in our store, 90% of it will have a nicotine warning on it.
Yep.
Only 10% of that will have nicotine in it.
Is the right?
So,
Can I ask, Mark? You know the nicotine warning label that's on a lot of these products. Is that TPD, or has that been, or has that
TPD
come across from America?
Well, okay, so you've got your 10 mils, which legally have to have that has to take up 30. It has to take up 30% of the label. It has to have by law. However, there are, and I don't have any at hand with me at the moment. Do you have a bottle that says?
See, I was under the impression if it could contain nicotine-containing e-liquid, then it had to have the label. So tanks.
No. Tanks hardware.
Those coils should have them.
Coils should have them. Coils have to go through the same testing as hardware.
So that should have a nicotine warning label.
But you won't see it on mods. You'll see it on pods and the like, but you generally don't see them on mods.
Mods you won't see it on. Atomizers you will, because it is the atomizer that's tested.
Yeah, there we go.
So that's got a warning label on, but this is. I was thinking, because with tofu, they're obviously pushing it in the American market. I know this was designed by Suck My Mod, American reviewer, so I wasn't ultimately sure, because that is the warning that all the they're starting to put on Instagram posts.
Yeah.
This product contains nicotine.
I think you missed that show. We spoke about that on the show a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Was I late for that one, or was I on holiday?
I think you're on holiday.
Okay. But, yeah, I wasn't sure whether that was a TPD thing, or the fact that Watofu was sticking that on all of their products, because they can't be asked doing one without for the UK.
Any atomizer has to have that label on it. Any kit that contains an atomizer must have it on there. Mods don't, because mods are a standalone device and are not necessarily designed for producing vapor. It's not the mod that's going to kill you, it's the atomizer.
Yeah. Okay.
That seems like a good closure on that one.
I'm not saying I would sell them to kids, just that the laws are a bit fucked up on it all. I would never take the over 18 stance if I was working in a shop.
I would take the over 18 stance.
I think Stuart's referring to a kid coming in and trying to buy a drink, or allowing kids into the shop. Marcus hit it on the head there.
Yeah, like you say, put the onus on the parents.
Definitely. Is anyone hanging around tonight?
I am not.
I'm going to fly off as well, I'm afraid.
Perfect.
Sorry.
No after show this week. perfect opportunity to finish.
I
Let's thank
might
John.
be here tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next week. If I am here next week, it's going to be up in the mountains of Spain.
Nice.
If I'm
That's
not, it's
just-
because I'm in the mountains of Spain.
Fucking flash flat.
All depends what the internet's going to be like over there. Yeah, just
A little bit better.
Well, we've got internet. It's just a case of how stable it is.
Okay, that could be entertaining.
That could be
So
very.
you'll be there with a
entertaining.
pina colada while we're.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fine.
Having
To
cocktails
be
and
honest,
drinks.
to be honest, I was going to say, to be honest, I've been here with a with rhubarb and ginger ale. Just thought I'd get that one in at the end. There you go. Very
Ginger
nice,
gin.
isn't it?
Ginger gin.
Ginger gin. Sorry, ginger gin. See, look, I don't drink. This is the issue. We mentioned bramble earlier. I thought it was bloody blackberries.
It
I
is.
thought, oh, that'll be a
Oh.
blackberry flavour.
It is.
Yeah, but it's got gin in it. I ain't know got fucking gin in it.
It's a cocktail.
But yeah. So I might be here next week. I might not.
Awesome.
Cracking.
I'm definitely going to be here next week. So and I'll be here on time next week
There you go.
because I'm on
So
early.
So Chandler and I will definitely be cracking off the show next week. We'll try and be on time. I know it probably confused a lot of you that we were here on time tonight and we started. I think we're a minute late tonight.
We can't start bang on 8 o'clock. Always got to have at least a minute.
Yeah,
Anywhere from a minute to half an hour.
definitely. Again, thank you very much, Jono, for joining us.
Thank you.
You're always pleased to see you. But thank you very much. We will see you next Tuesday. Adios.
Bye bye.